Taurus, welcome. This is Love in the Full Moon, so this is a general love reading for all Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So the message is for whoever needs to hear it. So let's keep that in mind as we move through the reading. Stick around, the reading always develops as the cards continue to fall down on the table. So if you like this video, I appreciate a share, a comment, a thumbs up button. Everything's all good. So thank you, dear universe, for providing me with a channel to be a message for our Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs at the time. So we're looking for messages for our Tauruses in love, dear universe. Our Taurus in love for this full moon, dear universe. Taurus in love, dear universe. Messages for the greatest and highest good for all of our Taurus in love. All right, one more shuffle for you, Taurus. Let's see what's going on. Cut the deck. All right. What's your overall energy? Wow, things are just flipping. So, I think for some of you, Taurus, you are trying very hard to figure out how to balance a lot of different elements that are going on in your life, and it's turned into something that is really, really exhausting. And I think the bottom line is that you're really not seeing how you can fix something. Something at work, possibly, something you've been working on, something in the home place. I feel like somebody it's almost like somebody's not pulling their weight. So this is very one-sided, this relationship. And it's just a matter of trying to balance it. This Taurus, I think, is really at a point where they're feeling a lot of pain because something has to give. I think that's where you're at. Something has to give. Because you're feeling so unstable right now. Very, very unstable, your energy. All right, so what's your recent past look like, dear universe? What does our Taurus's recent past look like? Yeah, you might be dealing with a Virgo Taurus or somebody that has Virgo in their chart. But I feel like there's an avoidance of a real issue that's going on between the two of you. And it's like the two of you aren't even looking at each other. Because this Empress over here, she's very unstable. Kind of out of control, a little bit out of sorts, demanding. And this Hermit, they don't want to even hear it. They're looking another way, trying to see where they can find a little bit of happiness in another direction. I feel like that's your recent past. All right, what about your present? We'll get more clarity as we go around. And the cards really come down and they're all on the table. Oh. So I feel like there's this want to have like a fresh new beginning, like clear the slate. Let's quit working on what we've been doing and try something new. For some of you, you may be getting like this new offer, quite possibly from another water sign, a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But I feel like this offer from this person is somebody who you've dealt with before and it didn't work in the past. And I think you're wondering whether or not, this would work again. I can't help but feel like there's a major issue between the two of you. And it's like one person thinks that they're expressing themselves well, but they're not. And I feel like this is you, Taurus. You're the Empress over here. And it's like you're not conveying what you need to do. If anything, you're more demanding, and it doesn't matter what this person does. They try to give you as much attention, everything, but it's not enough for you. With this Empress reversed, it's just not enough for you. So, what is it that you don't see? What is it that Taurus does not see? Need some clarity with this Queen of Swords here, universe. I need a little clarity with this Queen of Swords. Okay. I get the feeling that no matter what, you're having a hard time walking away from this. This Queen of Swords is somebody who wants to put things under control. And I feel like, you know, it's one of these things where it's not working, but yet somebody is willing to, you know, because she's like, come back, you know, let's talk about this and, you know, find the truth of the situation. So I just get the feeling that somebody tried to go away, you know, like they got really, really mad, slammed the doors, walked out the door. And then somebody's like, no, come back, because we have to cut this kind of behavior out. You can't like have a temper tantrum and walk out the door. We need to talk about this. So I feel like there's this energy of, you know, so the person you're dealing with is pulling back because they don't know what to do with you, right? So then you come back, you know, with a vengeance going, well, you know, you're mad, you know, so it's like this, you know, you come and go. It's very tumultuous. And I feel like, you know, whenever you get into this heated argument, you know, somebody's leaving. I'm leaving. Right? And then the other person's like, no, that's okay. I'll leave. I'll be the one to leave. You know, and it's that kind of energy. So I feel like that needs to stop. And that's what this Queen of Swords is kind of suggesting. It's like you need to stop, you know, running away when things don't go your way, or if emotions are really hard, rather than hurt each other. I almost feel like that needs to be addressed, because the two of you aren't dealing with what the main issue is that's causing all of this disharmony between the two of you. See, and it's like you can't even follow your intuition. But there's a matter of just kind of getting things back in balance and putting things back in order. Because here's the Emperor. And again, you know, you're not wanting to walk away from this. And it's that, well, I'm going to leave. Well, I'm going to come back. Well, I'm going to leave. Well, and then you come back. You know, I think you ought to have like 2 houses. And you each live in one house. Where you can live together in one house, and when somebody gets mad, they go to the other house. That would be a totally great solution to your problem. Because, like, neither one of you want to leave. Quite possibly you're dealing with a Capricorn, because we have both the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles. And I always relate the Queen specifically with a Capricorn. But it could be any earth sign. So, here we have the Devil. Very toxic energy. And a lot of times with the Devil, I mean, we create this energy, this toxic energy. So I feel like you're married to this person, and there's this element of, you know, a lot of lust and stuff. You guys really like it, but I think you're feeling like you're really, it's like ball and chain with this person. That's that kind of feeling that I'm getting. So in bed, in the bedroom, you guys are great. You know, makeup sex is probably why this goes on, because your makeup sex is over the top amazing. But that's not the answer, because when the sex is done, it's the rest of life that needs to be dealt with. And I think that's where, you know, you guys have to get on the same page. So for you, and I feel like, you know, you feel like you're always defending yourself. But in the home place, there's this I mean, there's this need to always feel like you have to manipulate the situation, you know, because you're on guard all the time. So I think at some point, look how angry this guy's face is. It's like, I'm going to hold this stick and keep you guys back. You know, back. I don't want you. You can't come at me. You know, so I feel like there's this real sense of being defensive. Tower, reversed. So I think you know that this is only going to go on so long before one day somebody's going to walk and really not come back. So I think for you, Taurus, it's more important for you to focus on what is still left to pull this relationship back together again, rather than stay focused on what has already happened. Because I feel like you're like a broken record. You're always going back, you know, to like, well, you did this to me. Well, you said you were going to take me here and you never did. Like broken promises. It's like that's that kind of argument that's coming up. It's like, you know, you guys are pointing fingers at each other. And I think what you need to do is to start focusing on this love, especially you're married to this person. So bottom of the deck, yeah, we have the Chariot reversed. And it's like, you know, until you start to deal with this, there's not going to be any movement. You're always going to feel like you're on the defense until you start dealing with the core issue of what's really going on. And with me, what I pick up with the Empress and the Hermit, it's like there's an issue of not being able to conceive, not being able to make something happen, not be able to start something new. And again, the home place is like, it's like, where's the love? Where's the love? Where's the magic? It's like you can't even figure out how to create it. You're so trapped in your own, you know, head about this whole situation. So I think a lot of it is an attitude adjustment, Taurus. But it's like you don't even know where to begin. It's like you've lost hope. And I always feel like when you guys get into a fight, you know, these two people are walking away, but you'll go back for one last hit. It's like, well, I'm going to slap you again. And you've left yourself being very confused about how to make a decision, and you're losing hope that this relation is ever gonna make it. So I do feel for you, Taurus, that you need to start focusing on these 2 cups that are standing behind you. They're more predominant than the 3 that have fallen over. And turn your perspective. Because if not, what will happen? This tower will fall and there's no coming back. Alright, so let's see. Anything else for our Taurus regarding this spread? Any cards that want to come out regarding this spread for our Taurus? So I feel like when you talk to each other, there is this real need to embellish the truth. You know, if somebody, because this card of the Ace of Swords, a lot of times this is a card of like deception. But for me, with this 7 of Cups and this 4 of Swords, I feel like, you know, you try to take the truth and twist it. And it's really difficult because when you do that, it's like you yourself know that you twisted it a little bit and it could finally come down on you, you know, so you're always playing with this manipulated energy, you know, that kind of gets you in trouble. So I feel like a cycle is about to end. Because you need to look at this. Really look at this. And it's a full moon. Things are revealed during a full moon. Because, you know, you want to be happy, but you don't know how to make things work. Well, there's still more work to be done. A relationship is constant. You don't get married and now it's happily ever after. You get married and now you have to start working on it. Okay? You can't run away. You can't just, every time somebody gets mad, you can't pack your bags and go away. And then, you know, after a couple of days, you come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, you know, it didn't work out. You know, that's not right. Because that will leave you feeling in the cold. You keep doing it enough. But that's how you deal. That's how you cope. You know, and I feel like, you know, there's a way to make this all balance. But something has to come to an end. And I think it's this energy. I get it's like a very immature way to deal with a fight. You know, a fight, you should fight and then just, you know, take a breath, step away, and then be able to come back to each other, you know, because you've got it all out. And then calmly, you know, reapproach it. You should know each other by now to know how to do that. But with this couple, you don't do that. Somebody runs out the door. I'm going to pack my bags. I'm gone. So that threat one day will become a reality. You can't keep crying wolf forever. Something has to come to an end. Okay? That energy, that needs to transform into something more positive. So that maybe you can turn around this energy of the Empress so that maybe you guys can start to birth something new, or maybe even have a kid. You know, maybe, you know, someone wants to have a kid and the other one's like, nah, we're not having any kids. I mean, that could be an issue. So that's what I see for you, Taurus. But in the end, you know, this disharmony in the home, you've got to work at a relationship. It just isn't, it just doesn't be. Two people need to work with each other. And you need to be understanding, and there has to be compromise. Okay? Because I feel like somebody, you know, the demands is like my way or the highway. And that's not working. So a little patience. I think, you know, you guys can figure it and work it all out. So I think you have to be in control of your emotions. Okay? Because you two love each other. Okay? But you've got to be in control of your emotions. You have to have one foot on the ground. And your emotions also balanced with your groundedness. All right? So you don't want this person to leave. The Knight of Wands, you know, they're not fully in it. Especially if there's going to be this, you know, tumultuous energy and this energy of like, well, I'm leaving. If you're always leaving, then leave. Right? But you don't know really. You're so confused about what to do and how to make things work. So with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like it's all about working towards this balance in this relationship. And honestly, I gotta say, you can do it. You can do it. That's my feeling. So let's get another deck and just see if there's any cards of advice for the two of you. Universe, any cards of advice for our Taurus regarding the spread. So you guys, you know, you have to understand that these chains that you create around each other, you know, when you feel like, oh my gosh, now I'm like this ball and chain with this person, you know, you can slip those chains right off of your neck. You don't have to feel like you're so chained up to this situation. Bottom of the deck, the Tower, followed by the Ace of Pentacles reversed and the Hanged Man. So I feel like eventually, and it's almost like one last issue comes up, and it could be that of money or the opportunity that might come up that could actually turn everything around. I mean, that could be coming towards you. So I think you need to look at everything as an opportunity, because you don't want to miss anything. Like if, you know, that Ace of Pentacles reversed, that's like a missed opportunity. So I find this Knight of Wands, it's twice now I've seen this Knight of Wands reversed come up regarding this relationship. You know, if you're not careful, Taurus, your King of Wands, they're going to walk. I see them walking away, you know, from this. And then you're going to do everything you can to try to come back and fix it. So I think this is a warning to you, Taurus. There's only so many times you can pack your bags in a huff and walk out the door before one day you can't walk back in. Okay? So you've got to start making some really good decisions here. Okay? This toxic energy around this love relationship, you need to turn that around and get a hold of your emotions. Okay? Because you two are really connected and bonded. But regardless of that, you know, there's only so much a person can tolerate. Because it's a little abusive. I will say that. I'm picking up. It's a little abusive the way, you know, you have this controlling kind of energy on this person. So you might have to, you know, give a little. And remember, this can be reversed. And this is not for everybody. So with that, I'm going to end this reading, Taurus. I hope it resonated. If it did, that's great. If it didn't, check some of your other signs and see if maybe that's where the energies are right now within, you know, those houses and in that planetary aspect. So I will see you at the next reading. Next week, I'll throw out some bonus readings, and then I'll be followed up with Love in the New Moon and December readings. So stay tuned. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until I see you again, bye now.